Hi, here we are in Australia and we're going to talk about something called Gumnut style. But what is a gumnut? Well, here in Australia this time of year we've got plenty of these things. They grow on our gum trees, on our eucalyptus trees, and they are the seed pods of a gum tree, and they just fall off the tree. Hundreds and hundreds of them you can find under the trees this time of year. Now, if you're like me, you don't have a lot of money to hire actors and girls with short dresses to star in your music videos or in your YouTube videos, so you've got to make the most of what you got. So here we have some gum nuts. How can we make something useful out of that, you may well ask? Well, one thing you can do, and you might consider doing, is to have a little brainstorming session, which means you get your notebook and you just write down all the things that come into your head. What can you do with a gum nut? What could we do with that? Okay, well, for example, we could make Christmas decorations. They look like little bells. Get some gold and silver paint, spray them up, and you've got Christmas decorations. You won't have to spend a fortune on Christmas decorations at Kmart. Instead, you can have a gum nut style Christmas with your Christmas decorations made from gum nuts. What else could you do with them? You can have a game of cards with your mates. Play poker. Excellent poker chips. Any more ideas? Well, you can invent your whole new game and use these for counters on your game board. Anything else? Well, if all else fails, you can get some old milk containers or plastic containers, put a hole in the bottom, plant this in, wait a few months, you'll have a gum tree. You can go and plant that in your backyard and you'll have a gum nut style backyard. Okay, finally, if all else fails and you can't think of anything to do with your gum nuts, there is one thing you can do. Here in Australia we have a lot of sun, and usually if you go out in the sun, it's advisable to wear a hat like this with a broad brim. But then we also got a lot of pesky flies who will bother you. The solution to that is to make yourself a gum nut style Aussie hat. And I prepared this one before the show. Here it is, ready to go. As you can see, it's just a normal hat with some strings, with some gum nut hanging down. And if you're being bothered by a pesky fly, all you have to do, give your head a little shake. Believe me, those flies will run for it. So, okay, that's what we call Gumnut style down here in Australia. Not Gangnam style, but Gumnut style. So go for it, YouTubers. Make yourself a Gumnut style hat.